I'm Kim Sauer at Apex 2016. I'm joined by Martin Cotton from Ventec. Martin, great to see you here, and thank you for joining us here at your booth at Apex. Now, tec-speed, we've talked about it in previous interviews, and maybe if you start giving just a little bit of a summary of what it's about, but then really talk about how it's been received in the market, because when we launched it was a couple of months in January, so things have probably moved on.
Kim, it's obviously good to be at Apex. You know, these type of shows are always good to sort of see how this type of thing is received. While we're just sort of kind of free motivating ourselves at the moment, is look at this graphic. What was interesting at DesignCon was that this graphic was photographed a lot by the young lads and ladies, because it's such a convenient way of doing it, which is something we never, when you and I were talking about it up in Leamington Spa and Lancaster, we never thought that the graphic itself would be actually a target for these guys. Anyway, the important part of that conversation is that yes, tec-speed is a rebranding of existing products, okay, but also it's providing an umbrella for future products. And that's the key thing. We have a 3 and 4 and 5 year vision on some of the products we want to produce to the market, and part of the OEM team's remit is to provide that feedback. Okay, with that feedback, we now have ideas that we want to put in the market, which are completely separate from others, and also others, complementary technologies, which are complementary to design teams within the marketplace itself. So there's a lot of things there underneath that umbrella. Since DesignCon, when we kind of officially launched the tec-speed, rebranding if you like, we've had a lot of people ask us what it is. And it's just such a simple concept. Part of the nomenclature of Ventec previously was very confusing, and you know, people in my team are typically non-materials people. So part of the questions we ask is actually about evolving what we got. And if we don't understand it properly, then how can we convey that message? So part of this thing, rebranding and the way it's been received in the market, is it's simplified the thing for people. And the engineering folks in the industry are kind of getting it. It's weird that the interaction, when they come back to us and explain to us, you know, we actually understand now, because they literally can see it in a tabular form, you know, in these type of graphics. So it is moving on very nicely, and we're getting a lot of inquiries through the app, like that kind of approach. And it's, to me, it's just a nice, refreshing way of doing it. And it provides us with an umbrella for the future as well as something for now. Does that?
No, absolutely, because it's, I mean, like you said, it's a rebrand of a group of existing and, products or solutions that are in development. Now, as Ventec, you're obviously set up and you head up the OEM team, and therefore you need to look at the language that you use when you're talking to your customers. Do you find there's similarities between like the American market and the approach and maybe the other markets, and is this sort of language and this sort of display of what you offer the right language to use?
That's an interesting question, because for me there is a difference in approach, clearly, right? And if I break it down into kind of market sectors, for example, this tec-speed is clearly geared at the San Jose Valley. The Santa Clara, that valley, DesignCon is where the type of materials they live, okay? Where our IMS type of materials and polyimides are more defensive based, and we have clearly segmented those up. But this tec-speed, this is where it lives. It lives on the west coast of the US. That's its primary function. Of course, there are interactions in Europe and Asia, but primarily the main design groups, you know, you're looking at the west coast of the US, is where this is clearly geared towards. Certainly the top half of this table is geared, that's the marketplace.
And of course we're here at Apex, sort of west coast, not on the coast, but it's the area. It is the first day of the show, but what's your feeling so far?
We've had once again, we've had people literally photograph this graphic this morning, and these are not young kids, these are grown adults, which it surprises me. But it's just one of those things where the tec-speed, it's kind of, the name is easy, it rolls off table, off your tongue rather, and it's a nice, easy approach to things, and I like that. And so so far this morning, it's been initially quiet. We had a very busy period for about an hour. I mean, there was a lot of people trying to queue up, and several people have literally come up and said, look, we'll have to come back to see this, because it's something they want to look at. Because when you look at it, you can see.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the kind of pyramid approach has been done before, and it's been done before for a bloody good reason. It works. That's the thing. Absolutely. It works.
Yeah.
And it's even, some people didn't like the pointy part of it, but it's an arrow, but it's clearly pointing. And that's the point. It's about leadership, so it's got a direction on it, and that gives us that umbrella approach to the future, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
great.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much, and good luck with the rest of the show.
Yeah, appreciate that.
Thanks.